He's back. Hey there guys, what's up? It's Autobot Mike 18 here with another TV episode review. Guys, I just finished watching the newest episode of The Walking Dead. I was so pumped to watch the newest episode of The Walking Dead ever since they ended last week's episode. Guys, it's about a half hour since the end of the episode, so I skipped Talking Dead tonight even though David Morrissey was on because I wanted to film my review quicker. I got things to do afterward. But anyway, guys, real quick, I want to mention two things before I get into the review. Number one, guys, I haven't uploaded a video in like 5 days. I didn't upload anything this weekend. I didn't even go to the movies this weekend, guys. I couldn't even review a movie for you because I didn't even go to the movies. I just stood home all weekend. I was really busy. I did watch a couple movies on Blu-ray and all that, but I'm sorry about the lack of videos. But don't worry, I will go to the movies next week and see Catching Fire. But anyway, sorry about the lack of videos in the past couple days. And also, guys, number two, check out my Man of Steel digital copy contest giveaway. I posted that video a few days ago, and I got a couple submissions. I would like to get more. You got 3 days left to enter that contest, and you'll be eligible to win a Man of Steel digital copy. So check that video out for the rules and all that, and it'll be a lot of fun. Enter the contest and you win the digital copy. You only got to do a few things. So check that video out, guys. There'll be a link to that video somewhere in this video in an annotation. So anyway, guys, tonight's episode of The Walking Dead, let's start discussing it, and I can't wait to start talking about it. I enjoyed it overall. But yeah, as you guys know, if you didn't watch the episode, I'm going to spoil the whole thing. I can't do a review of the newest episode of The Walking Dead without spoiling it. It's impossible. So, spoilers, if you haven't seen it, don't watch the review. So tonight's episode of The Walking Dead is The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 6, Live Bait. There's only 2 episodes left to the hiatus, and they brought the governor back. Ever since they ended last week's episode with that shot where the camera pans to the left, you have the theme music playing, and then I'm like, oh yes, yes. Literally, as I was watching the end of last week's episode, I was watching my TV and I was like, yes, yes. And when they showed the governor, I was like, yes. I screamed it so loud. I was so happy because I'm so glad the governor's back. You know what? Everybody hates the governor. I know that. I do not hate the governor. Is he a really sick, messed up antagonist? Yes, but he's such a great antagonist, which is why I really like the governor. I'm glad he's still on. I'm glad they did not kill him at the end of Season 3, and I'm glad that they're going to bring him back, and he's going to be another threat for the prison. He's going to be a threat for the prison again. That's why I loved Season 3 so much. I love Season 3 so much because the threat of the governor and the tension between the governor and the prison was just so real in last season. That's why I love Season 3. Season 4 had a bit of a slow start for me until last week's episode, and now it's going to get even more tense because the governor is back and he's setting his sights on the prison yet again. So tonight's episode, guys, I just want to throw a little warning out there. We did not see the prison once, so if you do not like the governor, you're not going to like tonight's episode. Let me know, guys. Did you like tonight's episode? Because it was just focused on the governor. We just saw what happened to the governor from the end of Season 3. We got to see his story. So we see nothing but the governor in this episode and the group that he meets in the episode. So no prison. That was a little upsetting. I wanted to see the prison because I wanted to see, you know, there were a couple of unanswered storylines that I wanted to see answered in this week's episode, but we're going to have to wait. So anyway, guys, tonight's episode, I'm going to get into the plot summary. Tonight's episode literally picks up right where the Season 3 finale ended, where the governor shot up his whole Woodbury army. He literally killed all of them, except for Martinez and that other guy, Shumpert. I think Shumpert or Bowman. I don't remember his name. It's that other guy. Martinez and that other guy. They escaped with the governor. The governor went on a rampage, killed his whole army, and they escaped. They left in that truck. And we see them in the beginning of this episode. They are at this like campsite. They got this fire going. They got a couple tents. The governor is just, you know, he's lost everything. He lost his army. He lost the fight against the prison, which is what he really wanted. He wanted Michonne dead. He wanted the prison dead. And he wanted to kill everyone in the prison. And now he obviously can't because he just killed his whole army because they resisted going back to the prison or whatever. So he's just staring at the fire in this beginning of this episode. A walker literally walks towards him and falls into the fire. He's just staring at it. You know, he's giving it the death stare, and he is just disgusted. You can tell by the look, that crazy look in his eye. Not eye, his eye. That's right, his eye. And he really is disgusted with everything. So the next morning, in the beginning of the episode, the governor wakes up, gets out of his really small tent, and Martinez and the other guy, Shumpert, they're gone. And I'm like, oh crap, they just left him. And I was like, oh, please tell me they're going to show them again. Please don't tell me that's the last of Martinez, because I wanted to see, what would happen to the two of them. But I'll get more into Martinez in the end of the review. So the governor's on his own now, and literally the first thing he does, he gets this truck, crashes, he drives to Woodbury, crashes through the gate that they had, and burns the whole place to the ground. You literally see a shot, the camera goes around him, and you see him just standing there. He's breathing heavy. He's like this, and then there's a building burning behind him. So he burnt Woodbury down to the ground, and now he's on his own. He's an outsider now. He's an outcast, whatever you want to call him. He's on his own. He is sort of defeated in a way. He has lost Woodbury. That was his sanctuary. It was a really strong shelter. He lost his whole army. Well, that was because of him. And now he's on his own. He's wandering on his own. And at some point in the beginning of the episode, he's grown a full set of hair. His hair is completely grown out. He's got a long beard, gray beard, and he comes across this shelter. And these four survivors, this family, they're in this shelter in this apartment, and I'm guessing it's weeks after after he shot up his whole army and burned Woodbury down. And this family is comprised of these two sisters, these two adult sisters. One of them has a young daughter named Megan. She's this little blonde girl. And they both have an elderly father who's on this oxygen tank. He's going to die shortly. And the governor meets them, He comes into their apartment. They let him in, They're holding him at gunpoint. At this whole point in the episode, I was like, he's going to kill him. He's going to kill him. Every single time they got in a room with him, they were in a room with him, I'm like, he's going to kill him. I'm like, that's who the governor is. He's the sadistic character that I really love, but I know he's going to kill these people off. But at the beginning of the episode, he does not do anything to these people. They invite him in. They let him in. And I thought they were way too trusting of him. He gives them a fake name and doesn't tell them his real identity. Doesn't tell them what really happened. Obviously, he wouldn't go ahead and confess to his new friends. He's not going to go ahead and confess to them. Oh, I just killed my whole town. I just shot them all up because we were trying to kill this group at this prison. No, he obviously wouldn't do that. So he gives them this false name. They're kind of nice, and they do take his gun and his belt, and they give him a room and everything. And they literally, one of the girls comes by with a plate of SpaghettiOs. She literally gives it to him, and he literally dumps it out the window. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? Oh my god! And he does a couple favors for these girls for their for the elderly father. At one point in the episode, he gets this board game for the daughter, and he has this pretty sweet kill in the bathtub. And then at another point in the episode, he goes to a nursing home, a abandoned nursing home, to get another oxygen tank because this old guy has lung cancer. And it's stage 4 lung cancer, whatever. It's pretty bad. He's going to die at any moment. But, they want to keep him alive. So he gets them an oxygen tank. And what I thought was a pretty intense scene at the nursing home. Brings it back to them. And he ends up staying with them for a couple of weeks, probably a couple of months actually, in that one apartment complex. And I was shocked. I was like, I can't believe this guy's not losing his shit right now. I can't believe he's not murdering these people. I mean, because that's who the governor is. But a part of me felt that, a part of me felt the reason why he wasn't killing them was because they did come off as really nice to him. And another reason why the youngest daughter obviously reminded him of Penny in a way. Because Penny, obviously his daughter, was killed by Michonne. Zombie Penny was killed by Michonne at the midway point of season 3. And I think the daughter reminded him of Penny in a way at several points in the episode. And I think that's one reason why he didn't kill her mother or her aunt, or he didn't kill these people. That was definitely a reason. And the actress who they got to play that little girl actually looked like the girl who played Penny, especially the girl who played Penny in that picture of the governor's wife and Penny. Which he does have with him, by the way. When he burned Woodbury down, he took that picture of him, his wife, and Penny. And he has it with him. By the end of the episode, he does burn it, though, and throws it out his window. So it falls down the window, and I guess it falls into the plate of SpaghettiOs that's on the ground outside. But anyway, so he does stay with this group. Eventually, he does shave, and he cuts his hair. even. And so you're guessing, I'm guessing about a few months went by, and all during this time, meanwhile, at the prison, as we all know, Rick, you had Farmer Rick, and the prison definitely was. The prison was flourishing. The prison is flourishing at this time because they're growing crops and everything over there. Meanwhile, the governor is living with these people, and he has nobody. He doesn't have his army. He doesn't have Martinez or all of them. He is completely on his own in a way. And so this episode was telling his story, what happened from season 3 finale till the beginning of season 4, when we see him looking at the prison. So. Again, more time goes by. Yeah, there were a lot of slow moments in tonight's episode. Overall, I was enjoyed. There were a few really intense moments, especially towards the end of the episode. But, again, closer towards the end of the episode, the governor's playing chess in a very kind of symbolic moment of the episode with the young girl, and the old guy dies. He eventually dies. He was going to die. We all knew that. And, they go to pay their respects, and he turns. The governor takes one of the oxygen tanks, just starts bashing his head into the bed, and he buries the old guy outside. And the governor really is growing close with these people. So one night he decides to leave alone, leaving them in that apartment, in that shelter. And as he leaves, one of the sisters finds him, and she's like, "Oh no, don't leave. We want to go with you. We're part of you. We're with you now. We're a group. We're gonna stick together, or whatever. You're gonna help us find a new place, a new safe haven, or whatever." And so he does take them with him. So they get in this truck, and they drive off, and they're looking for shelter. Eventually, they stop by this lake. And they're sleeping in the truck. They're making camp there. They do have, I think, they have minimal amount of food. And at one point, the governor sleeps with one of the girls. I believe it was the mother of the young daughter, Megan. And I told you guys before that he burned the picture of his wife and Penny. And so they're sleeping in the truck. Now the truck stops working, so they're gonna continue on foot. Still looking for some place to go to, some kind of safe haven or something like that. The whole time I was thinking, he's really going close to them. I was actually really surprised. And I saw this tweet on Twitter. Someone was like, you know what, the governor is not a bad person. He's just a guy who's made some really bad decisions, killed a lot of bad people. And, I understand that. I see that. That is definitely true. But in a way, you can look at it from a different way. And you're like, no, the governor is a terrible person. But you know what? He's definitely kind to these people. He's grown close to these people, surprisingly, and he's not going to kill them. So he doesn't, and he doesn't kill them throughout this whole episode. I was very shocked at that. But again, a part of me felt the reason why was because Penny, because that girl reminded him of Penny. But anyway, they're on foot, and they come across this whole mess of walkers, like 30 walkers, and they run off into the woods. One of the girls, of course, breaks her leg or whatever, of course. She trips and breaks her leg, and the other sister's helping her limp. And the governor's holding on to the young blonde girl, Megan. And they get out of the woods, and this part of the episode was crazy. They fall down into this pit, and it's revealed they fall into the same exact pit the governor was keeping the walkers in season 3. The pit that Milton burned all the walkers in. That was towards the end of season 3. They showed that. So that pit is still standing, and there's walkers presently in that pit. So the governor is now in the pit with the little girl Megan. And there's 3 or 4 walkers in there. And this scene was crazy how he got these walker kills. He literally he's literally using his fist. He doesn't use his gun. I forget what happened to his gun. I think he gave it to the other 2 girls. I don't know. But he literally takes his fist. He literally shoves his fist into one of the walkers' throats. And just pulls out the guts. That was crazy. This guy is such a sadistic badass. I'm sorry, but he is. The governor is a badass. And he another kill. He takes this bone and he takes it to this one walker's jaw and rips the jaw open. It was so freaking cool. Another one, he takes another walker, starts bashing into the ground. You literally see the gray pile of the dead walker bones. You remember when Milton burned them. So it's been a few months since that happened. But anyway. And the governor, he kills all the zombies in the pit, and then he's holding he's holding Megan, the little girl, and that's it. he's like, I'll protect you, cross my heart or whatever. And then in probably one of the most craziest parts of the whole episode, Martinez walks over to the pit. That's right, Martinez, he's holding a gun, he's like, nowhere, whatever he said, and he sees the governor holding Megan, and he's like, and then in his very last line of the episode, he's like, cross my heart, and the episode ends. And I was like, holy shit, Martinez is still alive, actually. And Martinez is still out there. I was so grateful that they kept Martinez is back on the show now, because I wanted to see what happened to him. Because yes, he left the governor, him and that other guy, Shumpert, whatever his name was, left the governor, and but I wanted to see what happened to his character, even though he's a minor character, but still, it's Martinez. And so now we're like, and now as soon as the episode ended, I'm like, oh no, is the governor gonna go nuts again? He put aside all of his past demons, after he burned down Woodbury. He met this family, and, we're kind of like, all right, maybe the governor is on a good path. Maybe he's done with this thing with the prison. Maybe he's not seeking revenge anymore. Maybe that's it. He's done with all that. But now you see Martinez come back into his life, and you're like, oh crap, the governor is going to be reminded of past events in his life. Is he going to try to kill Martinez? Is he going to, what? We don't know what the hell he's going to do. So that's how the episode ended. I love the way they ended tonight's episode in a way. But another way, it was odd how they ended it, because they didn't show the two sisters making it out of the forest alive. But we do see them in next week's promo, so we know they're both alive, because there were walkers chasing them, as I told you guys. But anyway, that's tonight's episode, guys. A couple other things I do want to discuss before I cut the video off. A couple of things I liked and did not like about the episode, and then I want to give a few of my predictions for next week. I liked the episode overall, guys. It was tense in its moments. There were a couple of nice songs that they got to play in tonight's episode, which I really liked. That was pretty cool. Overall, I just liked seeing them show us what happened to the governor right after he killed his whole army, went berserk, and I liked them showing us what happened to him, and I thought that was pretty cool. I never thought they were going to do that. I actually thought they were just going to cut right to him going after the prison again after we saw, that shot in last week's episode, but they didn't. They gave him a story, and they showed us what happened to him in the few months after he killed his army, and I thought that was pretty cool. There were a few great walker kills in this episode, especially towards the end. I was really pleased with that. The episode was overall well directed. Had a few really good moments I liked in it. Overall, the group that he met I thought was slightly annoying. The two sisters were they were all right. One of them did remind me of Maggie and Andrea for a second, the mother that the governor slept with in the episode. But I don't know. That's just how I felt with that. But overall, I liked the episode, guys. Apart from a few slow moments in the episode. And what else did I not like about the episode? No, I think that was it. There was just really a few slow moments. And again, I thought that they were going to show what happened to Martinez, but they did, because Martinez comes back, so I thought that I was happy about that, and I was like, oh, that it's going to introduce a few new conflicts, possibly, or reintroduce previous conflicts, or something like that. So overall, guys, I enjoyed the episode. I like where they're going with the governor's story. I'm going to give the episode a 9 out of 10. It's probably one of the better episodes of the season so far. For sure, it's not as good as last week's, but it's still a good episode. Oh, so another thing I probably didn't like too much about tonight's episode, I wanted to see the prison. I honestly did. There were a few unanswered storylines I really wanted to see answered, but we'll obviously wait for next week. But tonight's episode, I did like it. I especially liked how they showed that that connection between the little girl Megan and the governor's daughter, and how she kind of reminded him of his own daughter Penny, and how he really grew close to her, especially by the end of the episode. He protected her from the walkers in the walker pit. And I'm really curious to see what is going to happen with him, that little girl, and those two sisters. Because I'm going to talk about the promo in a second, but I am curious, and I really do like what they did with the governor. They really he became really damaged because he wanted that one he just wanted to kill the prison and Michonne because of what Michonne, he especially wanted to kill Michonne. I think Michonne is like literally on the top of his hit list. Like, she's definitely #1 on his hit list because she killed his Walker daughter. That is really, and he does even bring that up at one point in this episode. He tells the little girl Megan about how he got, he hints to it, about how he got his eye patch, how he was protecting someone. I like that scene in the episode too. So yeah, there were a few interesting moments in tonight's episode, but I liked seeing what happened to the governor. I thought that was cool. They gave us closure because there was a big unanswered question. What the hell happened to the governor in that gap? And I like that. So yeah, and I like how they're definitely going to bring back the governor's old demons, because Martinez is now back. Martinez and the governor, you don't know if they're going to clash or they're going to get along because Martinez abandoned the governor. That was cool. So anyway, guys, predictions for next week's episode. I did see the promo, and we see that Martinez actually has this like group. Martinez has probably gathered this group of these guys, and you know, they got weapons and everything. And apparently, the governor, the two sisters, and Megan go to this group, and now this is going to be their new group. And you see the governor with them. They're like hunting in the woods or whatever. They're on this mission in the woods. At one point, I saw them in the promo. So I don't know if the governor is going to stick with them. He's going to try to use them to get back at the prison. Is something going to click inside of him that makes him realize, oh shit, you know what, the prison's still there. I got to kill Michonne. I got to kill everyone at the prison, because as we saw in the end of last week's episode, he was at the prison. One question is, why is he at the prison? Why did he go to the prison? And what is he plotting? I seriously think he's setting his one eye on the prison, to get back at them and to kill Michonne and to kill all of them, because, you know, he absolutely hates them and he's a sadistic SOB. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching my review. What did you guys think of tonight's episode? Let me know down below. Were you upset that it was just focusing on the governor? I really wasn't. I like that. What did you think of what they did with the governor, with his story? Did you think that the whole episode was stupid, how he just ran into this random family? Did you not like the family? Let me know about all that, guys, down below in the comments. Thank you guys very much for watching my review. And again, enter my Man of Steel digital copy giveaway, guys. I would really appreciate that if you entered it. It's really easy to enter. Just click the link that's in this video. Should be in this video. So anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and bye.